So I saw Shauna from the channel Created and Made splashing around on the jelly plate with baby powder. Are you serious? Now you know, we're gonna have to try that. Welcome to the studio, it's Froyle here. I'm so glad you've joined me. Today is very experimental, a whole lot of fun, and it's going to get messy. We're creating texture on the jelly plate with a secret ingredient. Wait until you see what we get up to this week. Right, so this is the inspiration, my incredible trip to Venice with my son. Oh man, it was just glorious. Look at the colors and textures, aren't they just so beautiful? Ah yes, take me back. So here are my photos from my trip. Of course, I did take quite a few. And if you want to join me in this experimental process, you can download these images from my Etsy store. It's in the Doors of Italy instant download digital collage paper. And you too can be inspired by these beautiful images of doors from Venice. So looking at these beautiful pictures, this is what we're going to be inspired by. These fabulous marks of texture and color and walls that are flaking with plaster and the doors. And look at this, I love it. Look at the half brickwork. Yes, we're going to have a lot of fun as we pull out this fabulous secret ingredient. Now, I saw Shauna on Created and Made YouTube channel throwing this on the gel plate, and I'm like, yeah girl, I'm gonna try that. Can it get any more fun? So pulling out the jelly plate, gonna create some beautiful colors, and we're heading in the direction of these fabulous textures of Venice. Right, so I've got my inspiration, I've got some paint, got my gel plate out. Let's see what kind of mess we can get ourselves in today. What should we start with? I'm thinking, if we look at the palettes of these beautiful images, it's kind of a salmony color. So I've pulled out some muted pink and some muted violet. Yes, I love them. And some bronze, of course, some copper, mixed up a little bit of color with magenta and bronze combined. That turned out really nice. Threw in some unbleached titanium. Yes, I've got that on the palette as well. So we're just going to throw some around. So this one here's got more of a warm orangey tone, like a burnt sienna. So I've pulled that out as well. That would go really well with the unbleached titanium. Throw in some white and we're away. I think we're just going to make some multiple layers, really. Let's put some prints down. Let's create some texture with our fabulous secret ingredient. And then we'll just come back and put layers on top of those prints, because that always looks really good. Let's start with the violet, because I can always lighten up. I know, right? I could always lighten up. Now, just a disclaimer, I haven't actually tried this before. So, you know, you may not want to try this at home until you see if it works. But it's jelly printing, and we love jelly printing. So it doesn't really matter too much if it doesn't work. It's all collage paper anyway. Righto, paint down. Let's have a little throw the powder on, creating the texture. That's creating our texture. How much do you put on? I don't know, man. I wouldn't have a clue. But we're gonna give it a go. And let's just pull that print, and then I think we need to do a few of these. Oh, it smells nice. And then when it dries, we'll put another color on top. And I think we should go from dark to light. That's just a theory. It could be incorrect, but that's what we're going to start with. Righto, papers down. What have we got? Oh, oh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Look at that. That looks fabulous. So basically the baby powder's acting like a resist. It's resisting the paint, stopping it to print on the paper, and it's creating that texture. You can always just, you know, dust it off when it's dried, but man, we're gonna have a lot of fun with this. I can so see it. Righto, I'm just going to add some muted pink on the plate right over the top. Didn't clean anything. Didn't roll off the brayer. Didn't clean the plate. What's the baby powder gonna do? I don't know, man. Maybe I should have asked some questions before I just launched out there to have a go. Nah, it'll be all right. It's only baby powder, right? Can't be that harmful. Righto. Oh, now if you are worried, you can wear a mask. But how can I wear a mask? Because I'm talking too much. Baby powder's down. Where's my piece of paper? This one's the muted pink. So much fun. You know it's going to get messy very fast around here. Okay, let's see how that printed. Oh, I love it. I just love it. Look how that printed. That is just beautiful. You know what we should do? We should do some solid color prints and then put the second coat on with the powder. All right, I think that's going to work better. These look awesome. So I'm just rolling over it with my mixed up color that I made, and it's pretty nice, really. Look, it looks pretty cool, like my fabulous, beautiful photos from glorious, amazing Venice. But I'm not putting the baby powder on this time. I'm just going to pull some solid prints, and then I think the next layer we should put the baby powder on. Now I'm using the Japanese rice paper, and I think it's my 9x12 plate. It takes the full paper, which is really nice. Color all the way to the edge. I just love that. And because it's the beautiful Japanese rice paper, it's absorbing all of this glorious paint. Yay, just love it. Now there has already been a build-up of paint and powder on the plate, so I don't know what it's going to create, but it's going to be cool. Oh yes, look at the texture of that. That looks fabulous because I wanted a solid background so that we could throw the powder on the next one with a bit of lighter color. Now, what do we want to do next? Should we throw some more powder on? I'm pretty sure we should just actually take another solid print, and I think I'll throw some copper straight onto the plate and take another solid print. So I'll pull this print and then I'll let those prints dry, and then we'll put another lighter color on top. And then we'll be able to create more of that incredible texture. I just love it. And it's so easy. Oh yeah, baby. Look at that. Beautiful texture, heading in the right direction. Okay, so the first prints are dried. Let's see what we can do with these next. Aren't they fabulous? I'm loving this texture. What a simple idea. So I'm going to go with the Reeves bronze. I love bronze. I've got bronze in so many different brands of paints because they all differ slightly. This is the Reeves brand. It's a very cost-efficient brand, and I love the color of it. It's a really nice warm bronze, but it's not a brownie bronze. The Liquitex is a brownie bronze, which really doesn't matter. I like that one too. And of course, the golden is my absolute favorite. Let's put some of that fabulous color that I mixed up and a little dollop of unbleached titanium. Yay. See, look at those colors on the plate. They're amazing. And they're looking very hello, Venice. Oh, my love, my love. Let's throw that on the plate. Now, what I like about this mix is having that abstract quality. That looks really good. And then we're going to throw some of our fabulous secret ingredient on the plate and put it over the top of our first print. What's it going to look like? I have absolutely no idea. But give me a few seconds and we'll both know. These colours are so beautiful. How can you fail? You just can't. Righto, quick rub, see what we get. Ooh! Man, that is so fun. Look at the texture on that. Yes, I'm feeling it. Oh yeah, the bronze has got a little bit of shimmer in there. And that's an absolutely fabulous texture. Loving it. I loved everything about that print, so I'm going to do it again. Little bit of unbleached titanium, little bit of my Mixie color, and some of the bronze from the Reeves brand. Maybe a little bit of terracotta, because the terracotta is quite strong in these images. So I'm thinking we could throw a little bit of this in. It could be really nice. This is also the Reeves brand. Didn't clean off my roller, so there's quite a bit of paint on here, and I don't mind that because I really like that textural painterly effect. Paint's on, a little bit of powder, depending on how much you want to add, of course. I'm adding quite a bit because I've got this fabulous textured background that I'm putting it on, so I want to see this color coming through. So of course, the more powder you put on, the more resist you're creating on your plate, so the more of the previous color will come through your print. Well, that's the theory anyway. That's my theory. But they're looking pretty beautiful. We could also add a little spritzer as well to the prints because they're pretty nice. Righto, let's see what this one did. Yes, I'm loving those colors and I'm loving that texture. Look at that. It looks very painted plasters peeling off type. Now I've got some copper buff. This is one of the metallic eye zinc colors. Oops, you're probably not going to be able to see it very well. But when it dries, it's got a really nice shine to it. And what's it going to do? I don't know, man. Well, it'll dissolve the powder anyway, nothing else. I'm going to add some of the copper buff on it. Yes, now it's coming out. You've got to give these metallic ones a really good shake. Side to side, so the pigment doesn't stick in the top. Bit of copper buff on that one. And we'll have a look when it's dry and you'll see the beautiful shine on it. Righto, what's next? So there's still a fair amount of paint and powder on my plate. I mean, look at it. And I've got this fabulous background here. So what I'm going to do is just run over the plate with some bronze and maybe a little of my unbleached titanium. And then I won't put the powder on and I'm not going to mix it up. I'm just going to roll it like that, because it's creating the most incredible texture. And then what about if we add some of the Kozo paper, like the really textured, beautiful handmade lacy one, and we use it like a mask and we put it on there. I know, just go with me, right? I haven't done this before. And we use this one. I think we need a little bit of powder at the top. Okay. And then it creates like two different layers of color, because if you look at the photos, I love the way it's got these different sections of the images. That looks really cool. So we could kind of create that look by adding some masks onto the plate. Oh yeah, baby. That's working. I don't know about my powder up here. I got a bit carried away with the powder. But I'm pretty sure that'd come off pretty easy. But look at the shape. Look at that incredible, I have to show you. Look at that incredible shape and texture from the paper being on the plate, creating that line. This is the paint coming through that fiber. Oh yeah, man, that's gonna work. So I think I'll pull that off. And it's going to leave all of that incredible texture on there. And then we might pull it onto some wet strength tissue to get that up. And that should be a nice print too, except where the powder is at the top, because that was a bit thick. Not to worry, we'll just put another layer on it. That should pull some of that paint up, like the ghost print. Look at the texture of that. That is really cool. Look, you can see the beautiful Kozo paper there and the texture that it's left on the plate. Love that. That looks, you know, it would just need a little bit of a spray to fill in the blanks and it'd be a pretty nice print. Or we can just do another layer over the top. That's fine too. Oh man, it's pretty exciting. Well, there's so many possibilities. I'm going to add some unbleached titanium and some white, and my spatula has got paint all over it, so it wasn't entirely clean, which is okay because I want these beautiful colors on here. I didn't clean off the powder, so it's still under there. What's it gonna do? I don't know. But look at the color. Yeah, that's really nice. Let's use that piece of paper again because that worked really well. Let's tear another piece because that just looks flipping awesome. And let's put it up the top here like that. Put that one up there. And then we're going to print it on this background, and I think this background probably could do with a few different layers. So I'm thinking we separate the color by using the lacy paper as a mask on the plate like this. It'll separate the color. And then we might come back with another layer using the powder. I know, right? There's such an endless amount of possibilities of what you can do with such a simple technique. Looks amazing. Yes, it does. Look at that. That looks amazing. That's because the paint was coming through the lacy paper. Look at the edge of the paper. Oh, man. I love it. I just love it. I know. I'll try and calm down, but I can't promise you anything. That just looks fabulous. We'll take off our beautiful textured paper. I'm really hoping that I'm going to be able to print all this beautiful lush texture because I want to put it straight onto this piece. This one is the terracotta color. Oops, it's a little damp still. Oopsies. It might not pick up well. I know. So this color is this one here, terracotta, in the Reeves brand. Because I was inspired by this one. See that beautiful color there? That's what inspired me. And if you look at all of these images, don't forget, if you want to join me in this crazy pursuit, you can find these images on my digital collage papers on Etsy. But look at these. See these patterns in here? That's what I'm kind of getting really excited and flipped out about. It's just working really well. Oh yes, look at that. That is beautiful. Loving it. Just loving it. Right, so there's a fair amount of the ghost print left on there. So I'm going to put on just some of the bronze and some leftovers from my blade here. Maybe some unbleached titanium. And then roll it out and pull that print, and some of that beautiful background texture really should come up with that. Maybe we'll put some more of that fabulous textured paper. Man, that's working well. Oh, look at that beautiful color. Yes, let's do that. Let's put a little bit here, just on the side. And then maybe, baby, oh, it's so easy to tear. A little bit up here, coming in from there. And then that's going to make some really interesting shapes. This is the background that I've got. It's a nice dark solid. Didn't put the powder on this time because actually I just forgot. I was too excited with the lacy paper. I'm just loving the prints that they're taking. Oh man, so much fun. Righto, let's see what that did. Oh, I love the pattern of those papers. Look at the fabulous line that it's creating. I'm going to put another print over this because I think it needs a bit of bling. Just saying. Oh, we could put some bronze over it. It would look amazing. Righto, doing that for sure, for sure. Righto, I'm going to take these papers off. That texture's incredible. These papers worked really well, just saying. You got to get yourself some because you can stick it in your collage or you can use them for masks on the gel plate. They work really well. So I'll just grab some of this color and put it on. And oh, what about some copper? Yes, we haven't put much copper on. Let's put some copper on there. Maybe a little white, lighten it up a little. I know, it's going to be a bit of a mix. And then we'll put it on one of my solid backgrounds. Oh, it's a bit tacky. I think my paint's drying a bit. It's a bit humid here in beautiful New Zealand and the paint's getting a little tacky. Probably because we're mixing it with the fabulous baby powder, but not to worry. Now I'm going to put quite a bit on this time because I've got a solid background and I want it to come through. And we're going with the terracotta background. Just going to put it straight down. See how she prints. Loving these colors. They just look fabulous. Oh, baby, that looks beautiful. Look at that. That's fabulous. Let's put a little bit of gold mine on it. Now, my gold mine bottle decided to clog up because that was annoying. Even though the bottle says non-clogging. Whatever, Trevor, it clogged up. So I just put it into this little cheap one from the dollar store. And today it wants to work. Yes, a little bit of gold mine on this one. Looks amazing. It's going to dry incredible. Let's have a look and see what other prints need a little extra layer. They're looking so beautiful. Now this one's already quite a beautiful background. I'm just going to stick it straight on and see what I can pull up. Because I think that there's still a fair amount of wet paint left on the plate. It's got the powder on it already. So if we're just adding like little touch-ups onto the print, then it doesn't really matter if it doesn't entirely pick up all of the paint. Because we just want to add little highlights anyway. Yes, you see, look at that. Adding some little highlights to the print. Now that is beautiful. Look how glorious that texture looks. I'm loving it. Little bit of spritzer, just a little spritzer, just a little. Just a little. That looks fabulous. It works so well. That definitely looks like paint peeling off the walls. Oh, from my beautiful Venice. So if we look at them, they do have a fair amount of grey, like a blue grey, mixed in with their beautiful terracotta and salmon and unbleached titanium colours. So I think we should just add a little bit to some of the prints. I've got this Liquitex Basics Blue Grey. It's a really nice colour and I think it would work really well with these beautiful prints that we've already got. So I'll put some on the plate. Now there's a bit of dry, crusty ghost print on the plate, but we're not worried about that because that's just going to help create the texture we're looking for anyway. I'm going to add some more white to it because it's a little bit too dark and I don't want it so dark. And I'll give it a little bit of a blend. Oh yeah, that colour's really nice. We'll just have a little sprinkle of the powder on here and there's a couple of prints that I'd really like to add some of this colour to. Definitely this one, I really love it, but I want to add some of this, but I don't want to cover the whole thing. So I think that I'll pull back my beautiful textured paper and block out some areas. Now, where do I want to block? Probably through the middle there, actually. So we'll rip that off and put that through here. I want to block this section here because I want that color to stay there. And I think I'll put this up the top here because I want that color there. And I might just grab one more piece for here because I want the color, but I don't want all the color. So using the beautiful lacy paper as a mask is working really well because the paint comes through the paper in little spots, and that's really interesting too. Oh yes. Love it when an idea works. Look how good that blue grey sits with these colors. In fact, we could put more of it there, so let's do that. I'm taking that piece off and I'm going to put it back on, but I'm not going to push really hard. I'm just going to a little tappity tap tap just to add some of that color through there because it turned out better than I thought it was going to. Oh yes, Love it. Just love it. That color has worked really well. What else will I add it to? I think there's enough wet paint still there on the plate. It is drying fairly fast because it's quite humid here today. I'm going to put it onto this print. I love this print, but I just want a couple of little spots of the blue-grey color. And if you just sit it on and kind of, lightly dust over it, yes, it picks the color up and just adds to the print. This is what I was talking about, adding highlights to our prints. That looks absolutely fabulous. I'm leaving this print alone now because I just love it. It's got all of the glorious warm tones and it's got a little touch of highlight of the blue-grey. We're winning. Now I've still got a fair amount of ghost print on there, but I had to do it eventually. I'm pulling out the beautiful iridescent bronze fine. I'm going to run over it with a coat and see what I can pick up. Because there's a fair amount of dried ghost print on there, it acts as the resist. And I'm going to put it over this glorious terracotta and copper background. No idea how much it'll pick up, but I know it'll create beautiful highlights if it does. Right, I've given it a good rub. Let's see what it will pick up. Or else it might stick. It will only do one or the other. Oh, it's not too bad. It's not too bad, actually. I think we could be winning and we have the print of the day. Look at that. That is absolutely glorious. That is definitely my pick for today's print. It's got the terracotta underneath it. It's picked up the rest of the baby powder off my plate, which worked really well. It's got the beautiful bronze through it. You can see the glorious bronze, and it's got the fabulous blue-grey. It's just looking beautiful. And if you look really close where the baby powder was, it's created that flaky paint look. I know. It works so well for the old world technique. Have a look at all of these fabulous prints. They've turned out just glorious. Even the ghost prints look great. This was a ghost print pulled on a wet strength tissue and it looks amazing. They're really different. I think that's what I love about them. This one looks great with the beautiful blue-grey in it. But then this one, I'm absolutely loving the texture of putting that beautiful lace paper down. I loved both the techniques. I love both the marks that you get from the baby powder, but then I also love the incredible marks you get from the fabulous lace paper. So which one do you like the best? I'm loving this one as well. Look at the beautiful bronze on it and look at the texture of the paint from the multiple layers and the build up on the plate and the baby powder. It's just created a real incredible layered textured look. This one's beautiful. It's got the bronze on it. You can see a layer of the touch up or highlights with the bronze and a little bit of the blue-grey. Oh man, I'd be hard pressed to pick one actually. I did love this one when I pulled it off the plate. And I still love it. It's got the bronze and it's got the blue and it's got the terracotta underneath. But yeah, I'm thinking they're all pretty special. Now look at the papers themselves. This would be fabulous for collage. Actually, what I could do is just pick any of these prints and then put some of the paper that I was printing with right on the page like this as a collage element. Look at that. Hello, Venice. It absolutely looks like the inspiration of my fabulous images. And there's so many ways to use these prints now. We can make collage, mixed media on canvas or on paper or in an art journal. Really anything. It's so endless. The possibilities really are endless. What about we just put a quick image transfer on one of these glorious background papers, because I just can't help myself. I want to see what it's going to look like. I've got this image from Unsplash. I think it will work really well, and I'm just busting to see one of these beautiful prints with something on it. Look at that, absolutely beautiful.
Look at the way it shines. When you get the light, you can see the beautiful bronze, metallic or copper. I can't remember which one's on it. Anyway, I think it worked really well. Pretty happy with that. I love the way it's got that Venetian looking plaster coming off the walls. The colour's beautiful, yay.
Thanks for joining me today. Wasn't that just so much fun? I loved both the techniques. I loved using the powder and the marks that it created. I also really loved using the lace paper as a mask on the plate. That turned out even better than I thought it would. So I'm pretty happy with today's episode. I loved it. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Now don't forget, if you want more information, it'll be in the description under the video. There'll be a link there for Kozo for a 10% discount. Just click on it. Also have a look at my beautiful digital collage papers on Etsy. All of these images are on there. I know you're going to love it. So I'll leave you with this video so you can keep watching and not leave the studio. See you next time. Thanks for joining me.